Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Untold. Welcome back to my second official video on this channel. And today's video is going to be about smoking weed and absolutely tweaking the fuck out. So yeah, let's get this shit going. So this day starts out like any other in high school. This was during my junior year of high school in 2020 to 2021. So half the year was before COVID, everything in person, normal, fine. And the second half of the year was all online school bullshit, right? Because of COVID. So this happened before COVID, obviously. I wake myself up like any other fucking day, get myself over to school, and I'm just chilling in the hallway, and fucking nothing's going on. I'm just shooting the shit with my friends, like talking. Like I got no clue anything's gonna go down today. I thought it was gonna be a normal day at school. I had actually prior to the story never even smoked weed at all. Like I'd only done edibles, and I didn't even get high. That was my last video was doing edibles in Burger King, and I didn't even get high that time, honestly. I just didn't get high, and even though I did like the same amount of edibles everyone else did. But, so I have genuinely no experience in the art of getting high. So I'm sitting there, just standing there, like waiting for my class, and I'm just talking to people, shooting the shit. And yeah, as I said, I had no idea anything was going to go down today. So I head into my first period class, and I only have one period till I gotta go to lunch because I had a really early ass lunch period. I had a 9:45 a.m. lunch, so I'm sitting there, and I'm going into my first period class. I sit there, I get through that class, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I get out of that class, I head down to lunch, and I sit down at the table, and everyone's just talking. I dap people up, like I'm sitting there, we're having a good time. I go up, get my lunch, sit back down. And I'm sitting at the table, and I get asked if, hey, like, you want to come outside and smoke with us? It was the same people who I went with to do the edibles. It was, at the time, it was Nick, Themi, Sal, and that's it. So we all start trying to scheme on how we're going to get out of the school because essentially our school had two different buildings. It had a north building and it had a south building. And essentially, what that meant is that you had to, for some of your classes, you'd have to cross the street, like an actual like crosswalk that wasn't part of the campus, and cross the street and head over to the other building. And that was our one like saving grace here was that we could have made it seem like we were just like mega late coming out of a class and passing to our next one, if because we were only been chilling in the lunchroom for like maybe 5 minutes, so we could maybe make the argument that yeah, we're just really late coming out of our last class, and we're heading over to our next class in the other building. So we decide we're just gonna dip out. So we hop up the stairs, and we start dipping out of the school. And we have to make sure that we don't get talked to by the security guard at the front. So we just fucking book it. We didn't run. We don't run. But we kind of speed walk our way out and just don't say a word, and they don't say a word to us. So we're fine. We start walking down towards the water, and there's like a really long road with a bunch of shops and like delis and shit on the way. There's a nice long sidewalk for us to take a nice cruise on and stroll. And we start hitting this pen, and this pen was a honeycomb. And somebody, I think Nick brought it in. Yeah, Nick definitely brought it in, and it was his. I think it was his brother's actually or some shit. But that's hilarious. So I'll tell you more about that after. But yeah, we start hitting this pen. It's a honeycomb, is what it's called, and that's a type of like oil pen. And if I remember correctly, they were not that strong. Like I had to, my first time ever smoking weed, I ripped this shit a crap ton. And yeah, I got dummy faded, but holy shit, like I hit this joint to the point where I should have been fucking in Narnia, bro. but but yeah, dude, we're walking around and we get this pen out. We all start hitting it, and I'm hitting this. I'm hitting this hoe like fucking 8 times, dude. I hit this hoe like 8 fucking times, and we're just walking around talking, shooting the shit, having a good time. And eventually, me and my guy Themi, the other two people had tapped out. And was it two people? Yeah, it was Sal and Nick. They had essentially tapped out. They were done. But me and Themi, we're two bigger guys. Like they were, like them two, like they were small and kind of skinny and all that. But me and Themi were two like bigger guys. So we decide that we're gonna keep fucking ripping this hoe, and we get to the point where we're actually in a contest to see who can rip this shit the most. We keep passing it to each other, and we're like, yeah, one more hit. Like, yeah, one more for you, one more for you, one more for you. And like, come on, bro, one more for you. And we keep passing this shit back and forth to each other, each taking a hit every single time. And we did this till I hit this hoe, like, I think it was 18 times. I think I counted. I think it was 18 times I hit this fucking cart. And that's fucking insane. Even if the cart is kind of weak, that's fucking crazy. Especially for my literal first time smoking weed, hitting a cart 18 fucking times. That's goddamn insane. And how I didn't green out from this is insane. However, I did tweak the fuck out, which we'll get into. Now, we decided pretty quick that we're getting the munchies real fast. So we decided to head over to a deli. And we got maybe $5 to our names combined. Like, we had absolutely jack shit. So we went in there with the combined might of $5 in New York City to go in and buy food. Especially, and this was before the economy went to shit. But still, like, this, we had like no money at all for any good food. So we ended up just getting like in Arizona and like 2 bags of chips to split between all of us. And that was enough, honestly. 2 bags of chips in Arizona. Arizonas are big, man. 24-ounce can. Them shits slap. I'm telling you. But anyhow, let's get back to the story. We go to this deli, we pick up some snacks, some grub, and we start munching. We kill these hoes so fucking fast, honestly. Like, we are so hungry, it's not even funny. Because none of us ate our lunches in school. Because we all decided we were going to dip, and we didn't bring our food with us. So we all decided we were going to dip, and we just didn't eat our lunch that we had gotten. I was left on the fucking table and dipped. So we were starving as fuck, and we start munching, we start housing this food, and it's fucking amazing. But I remember we were starting to walk back towards school because it had been a while, and we want to get back to lunch because it was still lunch before our next class. We just had to make sure we got back in time. So we start walking back, and this is where I start tweaking the fuck out. I keep getting convinced that I see one of our teachers walking on like down the street, and I keep getting convinced of that. I'm like, yo, bro, that's Dr. Chester. That's Dr. fucking Chester, guys, right fucking there. And I keep saying it. Every fucking guy I see who remotely looks like this guy, like even in the slightest, I'm saying I think I see Dr. Chester. And I'm like, it's not even like I'm joking. Like, I'm genuinely convinced that I keep seeing this dude. And my friends are like, dude, you're fucking tripping. Like, that's not Dr. Chester. And it couldn't have been Dr. Chester because Dr. Chester was out sick. Dr. Chester had some kind of fucking like illness or some shit, and that kept him out of school for like most of the year. We ended up never getting an actual sub for this class, and we got lucked out because we never had to take the Regents exam. I live in New York City, obviously. The Regents exam, which is like our standardized testing that we have here. I was never able to take the Regents exam because of COVID. They ended up canceling them and just giving everybody credit in the class. So I'm just tweaking the fuck out. I keep thinking I'm seeing Dr. Chester even though he's out sick. And it's impossible for him to be there because we know like one of us already had it one of us already had him in the day or some shit, and he wasn't there. So we knew he wasn't in school today. But I was still convinced I was seeing him. So I'm tweaking the fuck out walking back. I'm getting scared. I'm like, dude, what if he finds out? Like, what if he finds out I'm high as shit? What if he finds out? Like, am I gonna see him in fucking class later? Is he here today? Like, even though I know he's not there today, I'm questioning if he's here today and shit. I'm questioning all that fucking shit, and I'm tweaking I'm twonked out, dude. And we're walking back, and my friends are trying to calm me down and shit. They're trying to like make sure I'm not like too paranoid, and I'm not like super paranoid, but like I'm like getting there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting paranoid. However, we get back to class and we go down to lunch for the last like 10 minutes of lunch, and that was fine. I ended up my plate was gone, by the way, when I got back. So I either ate the food on it thinking we were gone, or the staff came and took it. But either way, we finished that. We go to my next period class, and my next class was the class of Dr. Chester, and if he was there today. It was physics was the class, and I'm on my way to physics. I'm walking there, and I sit down in the class, and I am just plastered, bro. I'm sitting there, and I am just staring at the wall behind this kid, Asher. I'm just staring at the fucking wall right behind him, and it looks like I'm staring right at Asher because I'm looking right behind him, and Asher's looking at me like I'm fucking insane, and he's like, yo, bro, are you good? And I'm like, yeah, I just smoked a lot. And he fucking laughs at me, and he's like, holy shit, I've never actually smoked before. I've only done edibles, is what he said. And I'm like, damn, same, dude. Like, fucking same. This is my first time smoking. and I'm just sitting there. I'm floored. I can like barely move my mouth open to talk to this guy. Like, believe me, I did not sound as coherent back before when I was high that time. Like, I had right now I'm high right now, obviously, but I have experience in being able to talk and function normally while being baked. Whereas before I had none of that, so I was just non-functional. But thank Christ, Mr. or Dr. Chester was absent, because that meant we had a sub, and they never actually got a real teacher to teach us this class. So the sub would just be there, and we do whatever the fuck we wanted the entire time. So I just sat there staring at the wall for this, like literally the entire like first 3 quarters of this period. I'm just sitting there staring at the wall, and like the last part of the period rolls over. It's been like another like hour, and the last part of the period comes around, and I'm starting to sober up a little bit, but I'm still really fucking high. So I started actually like chatting to Asher and stuff, and like it was a good rest of the period. And essentially, that's where the story kind of ends. I go through the rest of this day, pretty fine. Like except for the fact that I was really tweaking out about going to my next class with this other teacher, Mr. Smith. I was really tweaking out about going to that class for some reason, but honestly I forget the reason why I was tweaking out about that. But but yeah, that's essentially the story, guys. Just fucking twonking out about this fucking teacher on the first time I ever smoked weed. So that's about it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, just give me a like in the video. Show some support in the comment section. If you didn't like the video, you can dislike it all you fucking want. I don't mind. Just make sure you leave me some comments with some constructive criticism or some shit. Just some shit to help me get better in the future and make better content for you guys. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great rest of your fucking days, guys.